Tonight on the Night Team. A homeless New Albany man is in the hospital, found unresponsive and with frostbite from the winter storm.
We don't have enough resources for shelter.
A local outreach organization is calling for more resources and what they're calling a homeless crisis. Plus, a carport collapsed under the weight of the snow and ice, and while the snow has stopped falling, the impacts can still be felt. We're hearing from Mayor Greenberg on when he expects the roads to be cleared. And later, more than 100,000 people are still under evacuation orders in Los Angeles County, California, as the wildfires rage on.
It's devastating. It's surreal. It's hard to put into words.
Right now on the WHAS11 Night Team. We want to start with breaking news just into the newsroom. I just got off the phone with the Kentucky State Police, who did confirm that a deputy was shot in Breckinridge County. That's about an hour southwest of Louisville. Troopers say the Breckinridge County Sheriff's Office initially responded to the scene for a domestic incident. One deputy was shot, but troopers say they have non-life-threatening injuries. Kentucky State Police say the situation is still active and they have a special response team en route. Well, we're taking a live look now over downtown Louisville. You can still see that snow sticking around. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Let's get you right over to meteorologist Sam Gabrielli. And Sam, we saw snow last Sunday, and then we saw more yesterday. How much are we looking at in terms of totals right now?
Yeah, the amount of snow that we saw from this recent system yesterday going through the nighttime hours before it finally let up and made for a very quiet day today did amount to a nice healthy 2 to 5 inches across much of our area. There were a couple of outliers, of course, from Radcliffe towards Litchfield and even Colesburg, Kentucky, clipping just over 5 inches. Here in Louisville, we did happen to manage to make our way just under 3 inches of that fresh powder. And again, ultimately, cumulatively, actually, combining this snow from Sunday into Monday's snow system, easily, a lot of us did see a foot of snow within a given week span. So again, Mother Nature giving us a fair share of snow. We need a break, and we're going to be getting that actually into the course of this coming week. Today, though, 35 in Huntingburg. You probably noticed if you did venture out and about, there was some pretty decent snow melt that was underway. I want to give you a healthy reminder, as temperatures do stay below freezing tonight, there will be some refreezing of some of that snow melt. So again, sidewalks, surface streets, and just downright interstates and roads may have some black ice on it, so take it easy with travel. 31 overnight tonight. Right now, actually, we are going to be easily seeing low temperatures into the 20s. We're at 16 in Brandenburg and 18 right now in Hardinsburg, Kentucky. Now, we are actually projected to see temperatures warm a lot more into tomorrow, Alex. Everybody should stick around. I'll be talking more about what we can expect into the next work week after the weekend.
All right, thank you, Sam. And with these winter weathers, homeless outreach groups have been working to get people into safe and warm shelters all week. But in southern Indiana, there aren't as many shelters as there are in Louisville. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alexander Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester spoke with one organization hoping to find more resources.
I'm praying for Billy, and we don't want to see another Billy happen out here.
Billy Watson, an unhoused New Albany man, was found by authorities frostbitten and hypothermic after Kentuckiana was hit with a historic snowstorm. His sister wrote on social media, quote, "My brother Billy Watson was found Tuesday after the storm. He was unresponsive and suffered from hypothermia." Watson's sister Madeline Hamby says Watson was found in New Albany by New Albany police with frostbite on his feet, unresponsive and with a low body temperature. She said he was then transported to the hospital and put on a ventilator, now recovering.
The frostbite on his feet is from him walking through the snow.
Paul Stensrud works in homeless outreach through Jesus Cares at Exit Zero and has helped Billy for over 12 years.
The only place he knew was his safe place, which was his tent.
He told me he went back to Billy's tent to collect some of his items and to survey the scene.
I found a pair of boots, but the way they were positioned in that tent doesn't look like he would have had them on.
He said southern Indiana doesn't have enough resources for homeless individuals in severe weather.
Our cities basically will open up a library, but even today, they didn't open until 11 o'clock. You have White Flag that normally puts people out at 7 a.m. when it's the coldest time of the day.
And that current resources aren't going far enough.
We need government buildings to be able to have warming stations, not a building that's going to close just because the weather's too bad.
WHAS11 News reached out to the city of New Albany for a comment and have not heard back. In New Albany, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
Here in Louisville, Metro government has activated White Flag operations. So during this time, local shelters are used to keep people out of the cold by expanding their operations to allow more people to stay. Just this week, the city added Sojourn Church Carlisle as an emergency temporary shelter that replaced the Streetery, who the city cited for allowing people to sleep in the restaurant without the proper permits.
What was happening at the Streetery, I think it brought immediate attention on what we need on this side of town because we don't want to displace anybody.
We have a list of White Flag shelters on our website, WHAS11.com. And that video from Jeffersonville, Indiana shows the snow coming down last night and that carport collapsing under the weight of the snow and ice. Southern Indiana saw over a foot of snow between the two events this week. And Georgetown, Indiana saw nearly 3 inches of snow just yesterday. And while some businesses are open and welcoming customers back, some snowy back roads are making it difficult. We spoke to the Georgetown Bakery today, who tell us business has been slow because of the winter storm, but faithful customers are still finding a way to come out. They say the main roads are relatively clear, but some subdivisions are still tough to get through with the piled up snow.
Kind of hit or miss when people come in. You know, I hear stories. Some say they haven't touched their roads at all, and some say their roads are clear and they continue to plow the roads. A lot of people have difficulty because when you plow the roads, you plow people into their driveways, so that's been tough, including the fact that, you know, there's ice on top of the snow.
She says the community of Georgetown is really coming together to help neighbors shovel and get to where they need to go, which has been a common theme we've been seeing throughout Kentuckiana all week. In New Albany, people have been expressing frustration over how the city has been handling snow removal during the storm. All week, we've been reaching out to city leaders trying to get a response. Yesterday, Mayor Jeff Gahan released a statement saying, in part, quote, "This is the first double-digit snowfall in decades. I'm very proud of our street department and the job they are doing. This is not easy work. Please continue to be patient and drive slowly," end quote. However, for many we spoke with, they don't believe enough roads are being plowed, forcing them to hire private contractors to clear them out.
Community needs people like us to, you know, get at it. I feel bad that, you know, some people that we worked on, they come and they feel like they're hostage at their own house. So, and it definitely puts a smile on my face to know that we're helping somebody else out.
Across southern Indiana, many counties have some sort of travel advisory in place. Conditions are improving across the region as many of the counties under watches now are just under advisories. And in Louisville, the snow team has worked through the night to salt and plow the 110 snow routes in the city. In an update late tonight, 95% of the snow routes are in good condition. So far, they've used more than 19,000 tons of salt over the 7-day period. 200 crew members have worked 134 hours since Sunday morning when that snow and ice first began to fall. While most routes are in the clear, officials are still encouraging you to take it slow and look out for the snow team to give them room to work. Mayor Craig Greenberg posted this video to his social media today showing just how much salt was used over the last week.
Hey Louisville, it's Saturday afternoon and I'm here at the East District in the Salt Dome, where a week ago there were 10 million pounds of salt here. And as you can see, our crews that have been working round the clock have used a lot of it. But we have plenty of salt left in our 4 snow domes underground, and that's great because our crews are still out on the street. We have 110 snow routes. We're hoping that they're all done by midday tomorrow after last night's snowfall. And then we'll continue to add on after that.
The snow team will work through the night to fix any rough patches and maintain the condition of the roads.
That's right at you.
And more snow in the metro means a weekend of snowy activities for the whole family to enjoy. Cherokee Park was filled with families sledding today, really taking advantage of the winter wonderland outside. One family we spoke with, the McQuags, spent the day hitting different sledding hills across the city.
It's a little delay with work, but the kid in me is loving the time with the family, and this is pretty rare we get this much snow, so yeah, it's nice to have. So awesome. Long Christmas break.
If you're looking for places in Louisville to go sledding, you can check out Cherokee Park, Joe Creason Park, McNeely Lake Park, and George Rogers Clark Park. The Kentucky House voted this week to reduce the state's individual income tax rate, a top priority for Republicans during this short legislative session.
House Bill 1 is passed.
House Bill 1 will lower the income tax in the state from 4% to 3.5% starting in 2026. The bill had bipartisan support, passing in the House with only 7 legislatures who voted against the measure. Supporters say lowering the income tax will promote long-time economic growth. However, some Democrats worry about the lost revenue.
I know it would be irresponsible to reduce the income tax rate too far, potentially to zero, across our state, which has been the stated position of many in this chamber. Not when our constituents so clearly desire fully funded public schools, safe and well-maintained roads and bridges, increased public safety, and expanded access to quality health care.
You, if you have voted for these things, have reduced taxes on the average Kentucky household by $1,549.50.
The bill now heads to the Senate, where it is likely to pass again with ease. Governor Andy Beshear has said he is in support of lowering the income tax. And a Louisville representative also filed a bill to add exceptions to Kentucky's near-total abortion ban. The bill filed by Republican Ken Fleming would add rape, incest, and some non-viable pregnancies to the list of exceptions. This is the second time Fleming has tried to get an exceptions bill passed. His bill filed last year did not even receive a committee assignment. Meanwhile, in the Indiana legislature, a new bill is hoping to clamp down on abortions in Indiana by banning procedures that use pills and require a woman to file an affidavit of rape to meet one of the state's few exceptions. The bill was filed by Senate Republican Mike Young. It makes it a misdemeanor to prescribe or possess abortion-inducing drugs in the state. It would also require a woman to provide a doctor with an affidavit attesting to rape or incest under penalties of perjury. A similar requirement was defeated back in 2022.